Hello, I'm Alex Toll here with metalcoffeeshop.com, and I am here with Randy Chaffee once again for our metal influencer. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, my friend?
I am so good. Happy to see you.
It's always good. It's always good to see you. It's always good to have some chat. I like it.
Yes, of course. So, our December question is: how are you communicating with the people within your company to make sure that the work they are doing is aligned with your company goals for 2025?
Well, I like that question because, we've talked sometimes before, and communication with customers and the like is pretty important, right? And we focus on that a lot. And I think we spend a lot of time focused on that, which we should. But I think it's easy to forget to
Mm-hmm.
focus on the communication within our own teams, right? And so I would come at it from two places since I'm a rep agency. I have to communicate with my manufacturers on a regular basis, and I have several because I'm an independent rep, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so, I think it's important for us. We use technologically based. We use a lot of text, of course, emails, phone calls, but we really find using the Teams or any kind of virtual Teams, Zoom, Google Meet, whatever, to be very beneficial. And I like the fact that we can do a quick meetup to, as you said, to be aligned because we're all trying to go in the same direction. And you get marketing and sales and procurement and production and ops and all these people. And it's easy to forget the direction we're trying to go.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important, I think, that we're all pulling the boat or rolling the boat in the same direction or pulling the rope in the same direction, whatever we want to say. So that's what I do a lot of and involved with a lot. And then I try within my own little small group in my rep agency, uh, to do the same thing. And we have I have daily meetings. Uh, and they can be very short. They may literally be, I mean, a minute, 2 minutes. Just where are we at? Are we on task and what we're doing, trying to accomplish today? I'm going to be on the road all day. I'm going to be with customers, but I may not be that available. Are we good to go? Do we know what we're doing? And and then we'll decide to catch up later in the day to see if we met the goal, the task, the things we're trying to do, or if we didn't, where we are to get back on task, right? And I find that I've not always been good at that, so I try real hard myself because I expect other people to do that stuff, and then I'm not always that good at it myself because I get to running and gunning and running the roads and airplanes and all the stuff that I do, and then I wonder why stuff isn't happening, and it's probably not happening because I'm the one that got in the way by not communicating. So I think that's a key. Is if you're in a leadership position at all in your company, you probably got to take you got to take most of that responsibility yourself. Almost all of it. I mean, it ultimately stems back to you. If your people aren't responding or they're not knowing where they're going, what they're supposed to be doing, generally that's back on you. Just because you're
Right.
not setting the right path or you're not setting an accountability track to be able to make sure that everybody knows what they're doing. Because I've always found, Alex, that most people do want to do what you want as a leader.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that sometimes we don't tell them very well because it gets in our beady little mind what we want. And then we don't, well, I just do what I want. Well, but what do you want, Randy? I don't really know. You never completely tell me what you want. And so
Right.
I've learned to get better at that. So, and then I think there's a third arm to that, especially with what I do as a rep agency. I look at my people as my customers too. They're friends, they're buddies, they're pals. They're part of it. It's not like I'm the seller and they're the buyer and there's this distinct break. I look at it as we're a team. They need a place to buy product and services, and I need somebody to sell that to, right?
Right.
So I try to manage expectations with my customers as much as possible. I know you're looking at an order. We're getting close to Christmas. Did you get the order in? Because we got this winter booking that's going to end next week, and I know you have Christmas, so you might want to get it into me now so you don't forget it. Those kind of things. We're not shipping next week because it's Christmas, so you better get it out today. All those kind of things I attempt to use. I consider my customer base, my customer friends, as almost a third arm of what I'm doing, and I try to be proactive in using the same technology, using the text, the phone call, the Zoom Teams, Google Meets, whatever the case may be. So I think as a matter of my case, I like to use all three, the triad of that group of people, and there's never too much information, but I try to keep it quick, succinct, and to the point, and not talk forever about the same subjects. Because I feel like everybody, whether it's manufacturers that I deal with, customers that I work with, or people on my own team, everybody really knows what we want to do and everybody wants to do it. It's just a matter of taking that, 2, 3, 4 minutes or 10 minutes or half hour, whatever it takes to make sure everybody's in the clear. So, and I think it's a great subject. I'm glad you brought it up because it helps me remember that I don't always, I would say, I'm going to say this last thing. Probably nobody that's in any sort of a leadership position does it anywhere near as well as they think they do and nowhere near as well as they should do. And I think that's an area we all need to work on. It'd be better at that because anybody that's we're working with will the whole team, if you will, use the word team, will just prosper and do better if we just communicate with each other. So that's the key.
Yeah. With how many channels and ways of communication that we have now, especially a lot of us working virtually, there's no reason not to be able to send a quick message, whether it's a question or it's a little bit more information on something. There's so many ways to communicate now. It's so easy. We just have to take advantage of it, and it helps, get your point across, get that message out to your team.
Exactly. And you're so right, Alex. There is no excuse today. Well, I tried and I left a message. Let's send them a text, send them an email, shoot them a video. I use video a lot. I'm big into video for marketing. I'm into video for a lot of things. I just like video. And if I want to tell you something or I want to show you something, rather than call and leave a message that you may or may not totally understand because I'm not communicating it well, I like to just set my phone in a little holder or hit the iPad and show you what it is I want to do.
Yeah.
Show you something that I'm talking about. And or like with a customer, for example, if I'm sending them a quote in an email, I use BombBomb, but there's different platforms, and actually send them a video holding the quote and saying line 8, 7, and 14 are the 3 things that you're the most interested in right now. I went ahead and quoted you a bunch of other stuff too that I think may be of value, but and I point to them. I feel that way they actually see on the page when they get it exactly where I want them to look. That saves them time when they get it going, I don't know their terminology. I don't know. There's 19 different fasteners on here. I don't know which one it is. Well, I'm going to tell you which one it is. The one you want is line 7.
Yeah.
Right. And what that does, it saves them a lot of frustration and time. It saves them having to call me and try to find me, and then I'm on a flight or I'm with another customer and I don't call them back. It just saves a lot of back and forth between the two of us, and it's all accomplished in a quick 15-second video. So that's just one other way to do it. And that's to your point. There is no end to the amount of things we can do to make sure we communicate. And everybody communicates differently. If some people like visual and some people would rather have a text, as much as we can, if it's not a joint meeting, I try to remember how people want to communicate as much as I can. If you prefer a text, I'm probably going to try to remember to send you a text. If you prefer a LinkedIn Messenger, I'll try to remember to send that to you. I don't always, remember, but I think there's so many ways that people would prefer to use that I think there's, to your point, there's no reason to not be communicative. And the more communicative we are, life is just easier.
Right. And like you said, it saves you time in the long run. It might take you an extra minute to send that text, but it's going to save you from maybe hours of work of backtracking and trying to fix an issue. If you just sent that text to begin with, or that email or that message, or you hopped on a quick call, it takes a little time up front, but overall, it's going to save you a ton of time at the end.
Exactly. And a ton of time to go do more good stuff, right?
Exactly.
All right. That's it. That's all I got.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Randy. As always, this is the last one for 2024. So we'll see you in the next year, in the new year, 2025, and we'll have some more great topics to discuss.
Love it. Alex, have a great day. Appreciate it as always.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Randy. Bye.
Absolutely. All right.